Name? Yeah, sure.
Can I like it?
You have been. So, if you are from not this,
I'm not from this
if you are not from this group, you have to pay extra charges. You are like an outside student, okay?
I have financial aid.
All right.
So,
Now you can stay for the same class. Okay. Okay. So the artery is just a trunk, right? Or it's a vessel that goes from the thoracic inlet to the very end or distal part of the limb, and then it changes its names according to where the location is. So inside the thorax, you don't see that artery, and I mention it now because you see a branch of it, but you don't need to know at this point. It's called subclavian artery. Subclavian. Clavian means clavicle. So it's under the clavicle in humans. Okay, there is no clavicle here, but okay, so it's located inside the thoracic inlet. And it has 4 branches, but the last branch that emerged from the thoracic inlet is called superficial cervical. So that branch is given before the subclavian becomes axillary. Okay? So when you see the artery, which is this one here, emerging. Let's work a little bit more on. Okay. When you see emerging from the thoracic inlet, the thoracic inlet boundaries are the first sternivora here, the first rib here, and the roof will be the body of the first vertebra. That is the thoracic inlet. So here, technically, it becomes axillary. Here.
So it's the axillary
Artery. So axillary goes distally as far as the cotendon of insertion of the teres major and latissimus dorsi, which is the teres major tuberosity here. So all this is axillary.
so we can't see the superficial cervical artery.
I go, yeah. Okay, so axillary. Then from the cotendon of insertion of these 2 muscles to the common interosseous here,
The brachial.
all this is brachial. And from here to the carpus is called median. Okay. So as we said before, the axillary emerged, there is a branch that is coming from the thoracic inlet,
That's
from the subclavian, which is the superficial cervical artery. It's a very developed artery, you see. It's a significant big trunk, and you see branches. This is called deltoid branch. This goes to muscles in the neck, including the sternocephalicus, brachiocephalicus. It also supplies for the deltoid, another internal muscle of the neck. And other structures, here we have the axillary lymph nodes or different structures in this area. It's not only muscles. All right. So it's this one here.
superficial cervical.
So if you need to mention a muscle or a structure that is supplied by this artery, will be anything is in this region. So when you memorize the muscles in the neck, especially in the base of the neck, those ones are good target for this artery. Okay? All right, so now we are in the axillary. An axillary has 4 branches, right? Can you guys mention those
External,
in order, if you remember? If not,
external thoracic,
The artery.
lateral thoracic,
external thoracic, lateral thoracic.
and thoracodorsal. What's that?
Well,
last one?
thoracodorsal comes
That's
from
further-
another
That's
before.
further left.
The circumflex.
Well, yeah, okay, close. So the one that goes
subscapular artery.
subscapular, and then
Which becomes
cranial,
the
circumflex, humeral. Those are the 4. External thoracic,
lateral
lateral thoracic, subscapular, cranial circumflex humeral.
Yeah.
The subscapular
I know where they are.
is farther,
caudal circumflex.
farther gives branches. It's like a tree, So main branches, and then from that branches you have more branches, and those are caudal circumflex humeral is one,
And the thoracodorsal
and
is the
thoracodorsal comes from that. Good.
That's from subscapular?
That's from subscapular. Yeah. Then we have the cranial circumflex humeral, and then the axillary becomes brachial. Brachial, what are the branches that you remember?
ulnar and median. Oh, the ulnar collateral, right? Oh, that's further down.
Yeah. So in order, if you can memorize, will help. Like you have the deep brachial, then collateral ulnar, bicipital, transverse cubital, and then
At the transverse cubital.
and then you have
comes-
your superficial brachial. So you have start with the cranial deep brachial and superficial brachial, and then the last one will be your
median.
farther down at the level of the radius, common interossеus. Common interossеus. And then after common interossеus here, it becomes median. And median has deep antebrachial, then radial, and for ulnar comes, I forgot, ulnar comes from the common interossеus. Okay, so let's review those. We have already the superficial cervical, so brachial, axillary. This is your external thoracic, and the association of external thoracic is with the superficial pectoral muscle.
Okay.
It supplies this muscle. Then the second one, and
Lateral
you see
thoracic.
that this is here. Then the second one comes next, which is the
Lateral thoracic.
lateral thoracic, which mainly supplies for the deep pectoral, but also to
A portion of the
latissimus dorsal.
dorsal.
I thought the thoracodorsal was also.
That is also,
Okay.
yeah. There is no one, like you have, but and also this is lateral thoracic, so lateral latissimus dorsi. It helps to memorize that too. All right. Next one will be my subscapular. I need to move a little bit here. Here is the subscapular. Huh?
Sorry.
Who's calling? Subscapular. And subscapular goes, the main artery continues proximally in between the subscapularis and teres major. Here, close to the caudal angle of the scapula. And you can see it. Oh, you didn't see it here? Okay, so you open that space between the muscles in the caudal border of the scapula, and you see it, and you can see it running. Oh, here it is. Here is the vein, and the artery is behind. Yeah, here it is, you see? So if you see more clearly the vein, but it's following the same path. You see underneath is the artery, subscapular. So subscapular gives the thoracodorsal here, and then
The caudal circumflex.
this
humeral.
one. Okay, subscapular. This one here, which is my caudal
Caudal circumflex
circumflex
humeral.
humeral. So this artery runs caudally from medial to lateral on the shoulder,
It's all the
and
lateral
emerge.
muscles.
It could emerge from here. You remember that area that we described for the axillobrachial vein? So this artery is coming from the same place but on the opposite direction.